Hello everyone, my name is Christopher Leon Rose. I'm an author, mentor, life coach, motivational speaker, evangelist, musician, and activist. In this audio and podcast, we're going to be sharing an important message for Spiritually Helping Other People podcast. I've been making this podcast every single day to inspire humanity to learn about spiritual change, learn about Jesus Christ, Jehovah, and Buddha, learn about the no self and selflessness, and inspire humanity to help other people give back and make a difference. Now, within this audio and podcast and message, we're going to be talking about meditation and mindfulness has spiritual answers through stillness and silence, or through silence and stillness, sorry. So, when we do meditation and mindfulness, it has spiritual answers through silence and stillness. So we understand that the silence and stillness is the key to knowing ourselves and understanding ourselves. Jehovah, the God of all creation, lives in silence and stillness. So when we think about our lives and we think about our ministry and the work we're doing for others in our everyday lives and what we're called to do within life, we need to connect with meditation and mindfulness and develop a spiritual practice. Now, meditation and mindfulness are both the second and third spiritual practices in my book, The 5 Spiritual Practices. When we do meditation and mindfulness, we connect with the spirit. They say that prayer is talking to God, and they say that meditation and mindfulness is God talking to you. So it's important, if we have ongoing problems, situations, circumstances that we're experiencing within our lives, or things that we're finding difficult and challenging, and we need to find answers to the ongoing problems that we're facing, we need to do meditation and mindfulness and be in stillness and silence. Now, silence and stillness is a very important thing. It's very important to be quiet and still, Sometimes the intuition that you have in your life comes through silence and stillness. Sometimes when we do meditation and mindfulness, we see spiritual visions. And because we're spiritual energy living in a human form, the meditation and mindfulness connects us to the spiritual realms and the heavenly realms and the internal realms and the timeless realms. That's why it's so important to do meditation and mindfulness every day or whenever you can. Meditation and mindfulness connects you to the spirit. When you connect to the spirit, you find spiritual answers to your life. Now, in life, we're all called to do certain things. Each human being has a purpose in life to fulfill. And it's important that the spiritual answers you find through meditation and mindfulness will help you to discover your spiritual calling and your spiritual dharma and your spiritual life purpose. Now, I would recommend to the listeners who are listening, make sure you do meditation and make sure you do mindfulness. Spend time in silence and stillness and find the spiritual answers to questions about your life. Your intuition really grows and your spirituality and faith grows when you do meditation and mindfulness. Meditation is actually connecting to your spiritual energy within your body, your mind, your soul, and your spirit. And that connects you to Jesus Christ, Jehovah, and Buddha. And then mindfulness is actually living in the present moment. So meditation and mindfulness both have a place, right? So it's important that we meditate and we do mindfulness to discover who we are, to discover our life purpose, our spiritual calling, and find spiritual answers. Now, in meditation and mindfulness, you will discover the no self and selflessness, which is coming through spiritual change. To really understand spiritual change, we need to do the 5 spiritual practices: prayer, meditation, mindfulness, walking, and journaling. But when you especially do meditation and mindfulness, you connect to the spiritual realm, which is the silent, still realm. And through silence, we find answers to ongoing problems and situations that we need to learn from. Silence is what we call the ever-present. It's always going to be more silence than anything else. When you cut silence, you only get more silence. When you think about silence, all you can experience is the silence. So in life, it's very important to find that silence within yourself. When you find the silence within yourself, you connect to your spiritual side and your faithful side. And that connects you to Jesus Christ, Jehovah, and Buddha. So it's important to do meditation and mindfulness and find spiritual answers to ongoing problems and situations you're facing. So, meditation and mindfulness has spiritual answers through silence and stillness. And discover the light that's within yourself. All human beings have a light that needs to shine within themselves. So we need to do meditation and mindfulness to find the light within ourselves. And when we find the light within ourselves, we will help other people, give back and make a difference, help the animals and help the universe. So I recommend to the listeners, do meditation, do mindfulness, find spiritual answers through silence and stillness, discover the no self, selflessness, go through a spiritual change through meditation and mindfulness. And then once you've discovered the answers that you need to find for yourself, and only you can discover that within yourself, then once you have, then you learn the no self and selflessness and help other people, help the animals and help the universe. And remember, the light is within you already. You just need to discover it and find it within yourself. That's why meditation and mindfulness is the key to silence and stillness. And through silence and stillness, you find spiritual answers that connect with your intuition, your spiritual guide, and your spiritual faith and spirituality. So thank you for listening now. Take care now. I hope you do meditation and mindfulness and find spiritual answers. And thank you. Bye.